So, welcome to the FOLIO Implementers working session. There's what, like 6 or 7 of us here, which is seems to be like the normal meeting so far. I could probably go ahead and skip. I'll just hi everyone. So who are we? We are institutions that have already migrated to FOLIO or will be migrating to FOLIO. Although I think right now it's primarily people that are currently on FOLIO. I don't think we have anyone that is in the process of migrating. But if you're at WOLFcon and you find people that are not on FOLIO yet, try to talk them into FOLIO. The more the merrier. We cover general topics of interest. So it's not specific to like normal things. We're not tied to a specific subject or app area. We represent many different areas of the library: IT, circulation, metadata management, all the fun parts. Today's meeting, we were just going to go over topics for next year. So as a kind of reminder, I'll have this, I've got to move you all out of the way here. These are some of the topics that we have already covered. Tara was in charge in 2003, so as you can see, there's like twice as many topics as every other year.
And they were enjoyed by many people.
Yes, they were enjoyed by many, many, many people. But we wanted to see what everyone thought about for topics for next year. And I will jump ahead a little bit.
2022 is governed by all the questions Stanford asked.
Oh, yeah.
Implementation. 2020 was Ian, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, did you really want to know what the observations from the Cornell circulation desk, though?
That's what we're here for. Yeah.
I'm also realizing that I have a ton of screens on my desktop, and I'm rearranging them quick. There we go. That's a little bit better. So we wanted to just chat and see what topics we might want to do for 2025. I will jump ahead here a little bit, just to throw this in people's minds, is that normally the convener is only here for 1 year. So if you are new here and any of these things sound familiar, please join us at our meetings. But we are also be looking for a new lead for 2025. So, hey, if you want to do it, speak now or next week. Yes. Yes, go for it.
We don't have to pause here, though.
No, go for it. We can pause it if you want.
Well, so like this is, I feel like, more demanding than being a convener in other things because you're responsible for so much content. And so, like, I was thinking, like, because I feel like this maybe was a lot for Ian. I felt like it was a lot. You seem to feel like it was a lot.
Yes.
There's 30 smart, energetic people who've been like burned out by this role. So like maybe we should try having like an editorial board instead of a.
Oh, so like, it's actually a board of people.
We're already doing like every other week, so then we could like meet in the off weeks to prep the next week. So it's not just one person's responsibility.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Let me grab my pen and paper. This is what happens when I don't take notes. I like that idea. So having like a group of 3 or 4 people that do things, like actually plan things out.
Still like, you know, like use it for a year, like, and like rotate on and off, whatever. It doesn't have to be like a formal thing, but like, I think the reason we wanted to change every year was to make sure that there were like new voices.
Right.
And I think this was still accomplished. People do it or doing it forever.
Yeah. Well, I think also.
So if you think of like, if you sign up for that particular thing, so you sign up with 1 person each year, and you know, so if we did it this year, there'd be 1 person to be signing up for 1 year, 1 person who signs up for 2, and 1 person who signs up for 3.
Oh, I see. So you want to make sure the membership's always changing? That's fair to me. Like,
and then, you know, you're never on there longer than a year or longer than 3 years.
Yeah. I don't know if we need to like, because some organizational structures like that, they cap it to make sure that like no one has too much power. And I don't think that's the problem we're trying to solve. I think we're trying to save our coworkers from, or our colleagues from burnout.
Your coworkers are all up working on the same thing.
Yeah. Coworkers sound so mean though, because I always say friends, and I'm like, oh, it's not friends.
Does anyone ever hear use coworker as a demeaning term? No, I actually really like that idea. I do. I mean, we could also too. It's like I got the 3 year rotation. We instead of, I know what you're saying is that it's like for PC and all them, they have a 3 year rotation because that way people aren't there for 20, 30 years. But we could ask people like, okay, if you do sign up for this, we ask that you at least try to do 3 years.
Yeah.
And if you drop out after a year, you drop out after a year, but maybe try to be a soft commitment.
That seems fine. So we want to say like 3 to 4 people. I will go ahead and volunteer myself. I don't know if you want to be to that, that's fine. But I have to say right here. So.
Oh. And if anyone online would like to volunteer for the committee, please say aye or raise your hand. That's it. But
I would appreciate it. Yeah, depending on whether or not I'm kind of.
Actually, if we have too many people, then like we can.
It'll basically be the implementers.
Well, no, if we have too many people, like I guess we can vote, but like I would also be happy to step down. Like,
right.
Let's just see who actually would be willing to do this, and then we can figure out who to do it.
I might be able to help, but the problem is with fund fees and everything else that's been coming up, it's like my time's been getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So it's just like, hello, welcome, come on in. We're just talking about restructuring implementers completely. So, I'm not sure if have you been attending the implementers groups at all?
Just that one about course or about equipment lending.
Oh yes. Everyone looks different on Zoom than on Zoom, so. Yeah. But yeah, so we were just talking about instead of doing, because normally what implementers does is every year they pick the new person steps up and they run implementers for a year. And Tara was suggesting that we do like an editorial board of a few people that work on topics instead of it being just on one person. So we were getting volunteers. So
very important for that plan.
Yes, volunteers.
Is actually using our former meeting time in the off days, because I think that's a huge part of it. Is like just not having the time to prepare. That's
But that means that I lose the extra week. I'm running stories. But no, I think you're right, that is worth. And the other thing I wanted to try to do this year, which I never was able to do, was actually have like 1 week where it was more US based time and another week where I do not like this thing there. Oh no, it's fine. I'm just going to lower it a little bit. I don't know why they have it up so high. There it goes. Where we have one like US time and then one that is more friendly for some of our colleagues.
So I think a couple of other states have tried that, and I would be curious what their success with it was, because it seems like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I think it sort of depends on like who could potentially come. It's hard though, because like you create the meeting so that people can come, and then like you don't know whose needs you're serving, really. Like, but you don't want to make people request it because that makes them feel bad.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think MM had success with one of theirs, but I thought, was it PC or TC really didn't have anyone show up?
Maybe ask on the Slack channel.
Yeah.
The Slack channel. Or it's West Coast US and European and Europe, then I might have to miss the ones at 3 a.m. Yeah.
Why?
But it was at 10 p.m. Right.
That's so funny. I woke up really early to go to I think maybe on the day we was 4 in the morning or something, and I would not say for a 10 p.m. Absolutely not. So take the survey.
Yes, definitely take the survey. No, I'm not doing this. All right, cool. I really like that idea. So let me jump back to our other slide. This is.
Did anyone speak up about a possible editorial board volunteer from the Zoom?
Not yet, no.
Okay, no. So I would be a potential.
Okay, cool. I will put you down. You're on my list now. Take that as you will. So let's jump back to the other slide. I have way too many windows on here. So would you like me to keep this slide up with our past topics? And I can just write down in our wiki what we're thinking maybe for possible topics for next year. Right. So I'll keep this one up here. I mean, they're cute. Like we have this one for new topics.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I feel inspired already.
Yeah. We want you. And then thanks, of course.
Okay.
But, yeah, we don't want that. New topics. I'll put out this one. Because the thing is, we can always repeat topics. That's not a problem.
Well, so what are the perennial topics that we know we do every year? Like someone always wants to go over circulation rules, which is totally legit.
Right.
Postman is another, well, Postman and like 80 guys, and then like another one to be recording. It's getting more interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say now that it's moved to its own kind of like the LDP, has it moved completely from index data, or and it become its own thing, or is it just?
Well, I mean, it's not like LDP is not index data. We just do a lot with it.
Right, that's why I'm sorry.
But like, I meant that like people are using this.
Oh, okay, yes. Sorry.
MetaDB, and like they're using it in all different ways.
Sorry, my brain jumped to when they were talking about that. The LTB group just became like its own group. That's why I was thinking when you said reporting, I thought maybe that might impact it too. But you were right, yeah. And then also, well, people, yeah. So let's see, Postman APIs, right about reporting. The other one I know is asked for before is the Serials app.
What about if is there a point, would there be a point in having like an annual or quarterly check-in? Just saying, these are our pain points. Here, so that someone goes, oh yeah, we had that trouble, but basically that would allow people to say it. Especially if someone's having a particularly bad time, and everybody else will say, well, I wasn't pleased with my integration so far, my implementation so far. But just sort of like to check in to see if we're all feeling the same pain points, and if we're seeing sort of the same thing, or we're seeing sort of things.
So like rather than a 6 specific pain points, like distributed to all the 6, sort of like a holistic pitching session.
Yeah. That's why I renamed our internal support group is technically the support SIG, and we just renamed it the support group because when we do meet, it's usually half an hour to an hour of, oh my God, Folio just broke this, or this was just broken in Folio. It's like, just let it out. We're all here for each other. It's good. So yeah, I do kind of like that.
Yes. So like, do we want to keep doing sort of like, I know we've done a couple of sort of like softer skills sessions, like trauma, whatever that was called.
Yeah.
And also like things like like training and like planning migrations, things like that.
Yeah, those migration planning.
Yeah, even some of the things here.
Not too many new that haven't yet implemented Folio are coming to the meetings and advertise.
Yeah, come here for information.
Definitely like the duty of the collective editorial board is like getting this sessions publicized.
Yeah.
A bit more. Yes.
One other thing that came up for this last year was possibly doing a repository of workflows. Did you still want to do that maybe for next year too?
Yeah. And the project we can never get off the ground.
Yeah. I have a half done.
That was better than my 0%.
I got the new summary page done. I got the I got I got the title pages done. I started working on the other one. So Susan has suggested maybe we could discuss prioritization and strategies about advocating for features, bugs, fixes that are more impactful to implemented libraries. I like that.
Sounds good.
So I will change that over to let's see. I wonder if there's a subset of bugs where this group would be more, because that one gets, I'm sorry, my train of thought is like going up from the line here. My thought with that is I know that a lot of the SIGs like MM and RA is going to start doing this, are doing their own prioritization within their own SIGs, but I wonder if there is a group of bugs and features that we could look at that kind of fall outside of the SIGs. I know there's cross app that's doing the same thing though, so like would that be stepping in that?
I mean, like, I think because I'm involved and supposedly being the other, I think that like advocating for the features should maybe be handled by the cross-app SIG, and like, I don't know if we have a method of like reporting that out, but like understanding like this is what prioritization means. This is how you advocate for something. How all of these different groups does that. That seems more like an implementer's topic.
Or what about also? I know with the POs that the cross app SIG has suggested maybe having a cross meeting with them is having a cross meeting with the implementers group and the cross app SIG of like this is what we're currently working on. This is what we're seeing as issues, and then the implementers group could say, oh well, actually, did you think about this issue or this issue?
Yeah, no, I love this one.
Okay. I'll put that one
there. It's like crossover episodes.
Yes. Oh yeah, they did way too many of those on Buffy. And a few other ones. Crossover with cross app. I just like that one. Yeah, exactly. That's the crisscross session.
I can't really see the slides for that. But what is not the double cross section?
Oh my god, that's almost better. No, we'll do like the crisscross section, then cross it out.
Any other ideas? Any other things people would like to come up? I think I personally would love to know more about the ECS environment as it's coming up. So I'll put that one, ECS. It's hard though, because like I'm ECS curious. That makes sense, because I think it might actually be useful and it could be implemented at like Cornell as an option to give our law school more flexibility within our folio system. And right now, even our medical school is completely separate from our main catalog, and that is maybe a way of tying them back in if they wanted to, or that sort of thing. So I've been kind of keeping an eye on it, but yeah.
What is ECS stand for?
Enhanced consortium support.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I keep saying extended, but yeah, you're right. It's enhanced. It's enhanced consortial support.
My specific questions about ECS is how do you go from being a like single tenant to an ECS like system? Like
that was one of the questions that the consortium group wanted to figure out and be able to post some documentation on, but nobody knows the answers.
Well, there's like migration, like just during like you're doing your migration, there would be questions that you then need to decide, like, well, we're an ECS configuration, but like how exactly, like what is shared? Like,
so yeah, and I think it depends on the way it's set up. So I chat with Joe a lot. My understanding, and I'm probably lying 90% of this, so don't pay attention to it. My understanding is if you want to switch from a standard folio implementation single tenant to ECS, you actually have to migrate over to an ECS environment. Your current tenant can't join an ECS environment. You have to be an ECS member when you come live. So they would have to do a full migration. What the one pipe dream that Joe has said to me, which I think would be very, very powerful, is the ability to promote a member tenant up to an ECS controller and allowing regular folio clients to join and unjoin ECS environments. So that if you had, let's say, Mobius might actually be a good example. Mobius was coming up, and these 3 libraries all came up on Folio, but they didn't have a controller yet. Then 6 more come up. You bring up the controller, and these 3 can then join after the fact. I'd also like to kind of see, like, if you do some things. As far as sharing, that one's interesting. As far as the data sharing, that one is interesting, and I still don't understand all of it.
Yeah. I feel like I don't even really understand what questions would need to be asked based on the functionality that I saw this morning. So just a little bit tough.
Yes. I could talk about it for hours. Sorry. Any other topics? I mean, do we want to get into any app specific topics? I know we did course reserves, which I know is still a pain point for a lot of people. We also could do things like find fees. We could look maybe at inventory, but again, I still kind of feel like that falls into some of the other SIGs.
As an interloper, I came, I guess, to two of the sessions last year. One was the course reserves one, and the other one was about equipment. And it seemed like it was kind of like the state of the art meeting, that if you could go to each SIG and kind of get that general meeting, that'd be valuable. But I thought that was what the implementers group did really well for us. It's just, if you're dipping into you're not following the activities of the SIG, and you kind of want to update, but that's what that meeting did very well. So if that for course reserves especially would be great. I was, at the end of the equipment lending meeting, I just felt lost and like it's not going to happen. So like it didn't like spark like, yeah, let's all galvanize around this, and I think it's gonna. Right. We know that that's inevitable, so it would be nice if we could keep that bubbling up a little bit.
Yes, definitely.
Those 2 topics.
Let's see, so I will do state of folio.
Well, I did my role there, probably did, but Aaron Medically from Duke did a really good job of orienting us to the, like, how to lobby for a feature, for example, and that kind of hand-holding that Aaron did for us. I felt like we need to.
So, like, how to create a feature, how to create a bug.
How to bring back Aaron.
She's still in Slack.
She's still working Slack. I've heard from her a while.
Yeah, every once in a while, because I talked to her a little while ago. I was like, "Oh, how's it going?" Don't ask. It's fine. Yeah, she said it was going good. Yes. So I added kind of state of folio review, what's coming. I'll actually add this summary of what's happening in the SIGs. Courses and equipment I also added on there too, and then how to create a bug, how to create a feature, simple Jira tasks. Okay. Any other suggestions? We actually have quite a few. So that's actually quite a bit.
One that I keep hearing about is archive space and folio, or archive space and group discovery layer. I don't know if that's a really common integration, but I keep hearing about. Whoa, okay. Are we anti-archives here? They've got one software.
We have 2 opinions about archive space. One in favor.
Are you in for archive space?
It's probably something that we would be interested in doing because we have a large archive. Literally was its name Aon.
Oh, I don't know if that's, what did they do with Aon?
That just like pages the they put in a paging request and then people can get the items taken to the
Well, that's another good session actually, is reading room loans or your personal alternative.
That's going to come up reading room circulation.
And all the reading room circulation. Yeah. Are you in that group?
I'm leading it.
You're leading that group. Okay, great. That one's a check. We're done with that one.
Yeah. And it meets every other week on Thursday instead of the Thursday. Reading room circulation, which is a horrible name. It should be more called persistent requests.
Or reading room circulation, which is the name most people would recognize.
I'm coming from more like the app side of it because it's a persistent request. But yes, you're right. Like it is reading room circulation. But they did a presentation, although I was not able to go to that one. I did make up the slides for it. They are posted in the RA SIG channel if you want to look at it, what the current state of what they're doing. But that group is meeting every other week. Help leading it to try to flush out the requirements to write up the features for it. And then the National Library of Sweden is going to actually pay for dev time to have it worked on. Plus side is the original concept of it was that they were thinking that they would need a all new app to do check in and check out. But a lot of the requirements actually fall under the current request app. So just doing an extension of the request app where the request is not closed when an item is checked out and then checked back in. It's just basically placed back on the hold shelf, should accommodate their needs and also not add another app to Folio because what do we have now? 70? So I'm a big fan of not adding apps unless you have to. But yes, I think it's something that's going to fit their functionality. But back to archive space, the reason why I made that, we actually use archive space and Aries. And Folio.
Wait, no, I'm mixing up my Atlas products. There's Aries, Aeon.
So the Atlas products are Aeon, Iliad, and Aries.
Right. I thought Aries.
Oh, did I say Aries? I'm sorry, I said Aries. I meant Aeon. Aeon, sorry. I have Aries on the brain. I was talking about eReserve Plus earlier. So yeah, Aries and Aries. So yes, but we also do use Aries. We use all the products, but we use A-Space, our archive space, Aeon, and Folio. And my understanding of it is that, and I'm bad at this one, I need to dive into more, is that all our items and boxes and collections are created at A-Space, and that's primarily used for managing our special collections. Aeon is being used for requests of those special collection items, and then the records are being pushed from archive space into Folio and into Aeon.
And not into black. So the records go from archive space to Folio, not directly into black.
Correct. And that's the reason why I believe they're flowing into Folio is because our Blacklight instance is harvesting the MARC records from Folio and indexing those. So I believe that's the reason why it has to go over. I'm not 100% sure what Aeon is doing because I know Aeon, when we originally looked at it, does do it. And I'll stop here for a little after this quick. Aeon also does not only requesting, but it's supposed to do preservation tracking. So like when things go to repair and moving from this person, this person, this person, it's supposed to track that. But my understanding as well is that archive space does the same thing. So I'm not sure why we have the duplications of products. That's actually another interesting one with the special collections one is the new mediated request app that they're writing for ECS that will be then ported to single tenants. Could actually replace something like Aeon because a staff member has to step in every part and either say yes or no and all this other stuff. So that's a possibility too. But anyways, I will stop on that one. Any other suggestions? And if we don't, everyone just sit here and chat.
Does anyone say anything in chat?
Nope.
We touched on something that I think is interesting, like our libraries experimenting, like novel ways of using Folio for library services. Something around about how you designate what items are available to services. or generate ideas.
Yep. So I did folio and ILL and how people are restricting ILL items in folio, general ideas and topics around.
You know, just libraries. Is there, what's the state of the art of the possibility of that?
I think that one also yeah, and that would partially fall under ECS if you really wanted to go, but I'm not sure. It's okay. Yeah, no, it's complicated.
Okay, well, that is covered, but that, you know, what everybody loves about Alma is the ability to just know more about the
What's not necessarily part of your consortia, all library?
No, I think you might even, it helps you readily share with other Alma.
That's cool. Yeah. Okay. So I did interconnected folio, Alma versus folio resource sharing.
I have two now.
Yeah.
I'll go with two. I wonder, it's been kind of a while now since I've really like seen another ILS. Like, I would be curious to know like what other ILSs that's the end of that word, have that we don't, and like, you know, what they're invested in, like not just Alma, but like surely with others. Oh,
Yeah.
But Karen just put up on that. Was found out.
Well, or, you know, I think that we also talk about things we miss. About the things that we were previously. This is great. I love folio, but
I really just get background in here.
I think the one thing that I hear is from the Cirque side that they really miss is the ability to sign in under one username and password. Because we allowed all the circulation tests to have. Yeah. Yeah.
I must the override. Yeah. Manager override needs to come back. And then the other one was folio around the world. There's so many libraries around the world using folio, and some US centric.
Yeah, I was just talking to a gentleman from France that they're looking into folio for possibly their consortia, as well as a few other systems. And on Monday, there was a gentleman that was here looking at folio and was wondering what the state of translation to Arabic was, because they're thinking of using it for their system too. So, which it looks like from the Stripes presentation, it has moved on quite a bit. Right? So, oh shoot, I had another one when you were talking about, how about where libraries are going?
Generally,
well, yeah, because one of the things that's supposed to be great about folio and the fact that it's being built by librarians is that we can add things to folio before companies do. So maybe a session, or it's kind of like a brainstorming session of what's new on the horizon, like big frame, but what are those new technologies that are out there that are starting to really get people intrigued? And should this be stuff that we start filing tickets for, features for, and say, you know what, we really want this in folio? I can't think of anything right now, but.
Phrase it as like, we want this in folio, but like actually it'd be really interesting to hear like the things that you've been told to pay attention to, like you're on the artificial intelligence working group, like, oh, that's really interesting.
That could be another one too. We could do one on AI.
Thank you.
Oh, come on. I'm putting it down.
We're consensus-based boards.
We'll find it. Were you at the AI workshop on Monday? I forget. Oh, okay. I was. it was good. I did. The thing is, though, too, is it's with anything else is depending on how you use it, and like there was a whole bunch of different topics ranging from, and I think this is, it's one of those things, and this is, I guess, kind of what I was going back to before, is there's some things where like people are really interested in something and they're kind of pushing it, but it might be more interesting to hear from a larger group of, no, this is actually what we think might be more useful. So I know. Jeremy from Teamy was saying, is like, oh, I could use this for running reports to send to LTS for cleanups and that, and doing matching. But like, where could it be used in the UI, or could it be used in discovery layers, or could it be used for checking records for grammar mistakes? And like, just don't like the idea of AI.
No, it's not necessarily the idea. I think that like I think that if we could come up with a lens in which it would make sense to talk about this, but I'm just not the kind of person, not a big ideas person, I'm a small ideas person. So
I like to break things, so. Okay. Any other topics we would like to grab? A lot. So I can, so this is currently what I have. So there's quite a few on there.
Yeah. No, I like this. I think that these should probably all be under the idea thing. That's great.
Yep.
So like, it's great to have more ideas than we have time for rather than the other option.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, in that case, I put up management rights. I will go ahead and publish this. And that is the topics we had for today. So if anybody else would like to talk about anything else, we definitely have time, or we can go get some more coffee.
For those of you who are talking fast enough.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee. I just drink water, but.
I don't know if I have anything else that I want to talk about, but I did just want to say I think you did a really great job this year so far.
Thanks.
You have a few months left.
Thanks, I appreciate it.